everyone, I'm Donna Downey here for Faber-Castell Design Memory Craft. And what we're going to do today is an image transfer with splatter gelato effects. Image transfer is one of those fickle things. It either happens for you or it doesn't, but I'm going to show you a really easy way to get it to work. So what I've got here is just a regular image printed on my inkjet printer on regular paper, no frills. But what I have done is I've printed it in reverse so that the text that I have on here will read the correct way once I transfer it. So what we're going to use is gel medium. So you're going to put a nice coat of gel medium on your canvas, and then you're going to press your image down into it. You're going to let that dry completely. So now I have one already done so that I can show you how to get the image transfer off. So what you're going to do, since it's already dry and it's glued down, you're going to take some water and you're going to spray the back. And I would be extra generous with the water. And you'll see immediately that image will start showing through. Then you're going to start to rub that paper away. And this is kind of time consuming. You'll get your hands nice and exfoliated, but you're just going to keep rubbing until that image is nice and crisp on your background. All right, so I've just finished rubbing all of the excess paper off, and you can see that sometimes it's not always a perfect image transfer. Embrace that. That's perfect for this. So now I want to colorize the background, and I'm going to use a combination of the gelatos and the gelato double scoops. So I'm going to start with my horizon, and usually with my horizon I'm going to use a white. And again, you'll say, look at that Donna, she is amazingly talented. She just put white on white. But it's important because you have to put white down first. You can't add it after. So you have to have it in there before you start so that you can blend. Okay, and I'm always heavy-handed with them because I like a lot of color. And I'm just going to work variegated from the horizon up in all different blues. And I'm just going to take little bits of each. And it's also important when you do this not to make stripes, because what happens is you end up making these stripes and blend it in stripes, but you want these colors to really marry. And I'm going to keep away from going behind the Eiffel Tower in this image, because if you do that, your image won't be see-through. And we know the Eiffel Tower isn't blue behind it, so we're going to make it illuminated and add yellow. So again, with my water, I'm going to blend with my fingers, and I'm going to blend all these colors so that they're actually separate, but they marry where they meet. So using a little bit of water as you work is actually an asset here. And you'll see where I have that white, I'm able to make a really light blue, so the blendability of that white actually helps me to emphasize that there is a lighter horizon on the way down. Also, when you're painting with your fingers, it's a really good idea to kind of keep the movement going. We seem to, with a brush, end up painting this way or this way, but your fingers, you can paint in different directions, which helps with the texture of the background. I've got the background dry now. Now I want to focus on the Eiffel Tower. And it was important to get the background dry, especially around the Eiffel Tower, because if I start making the Eiffel Tower yellow, I'm going to make green because the background's blue, and I don't want that. So I'm going to go in with two colors. I'm going to go in with a lighter yellow and a gold. I like the metallic. So I'm just going to really sloppy. Don't even think about it. Just go in and kind of go in the direction of the Eiffel Tower, and then I'm going to do that with the gelato as well. I mean the metallic gelato. Okay, and then I'm going to take a small brush, or you could use your finger, whatever you're more comfortable with, and I'm just going to go in and kind of start to blend that color. And the space outside that I've left on the Eiffel Tower is going to help me show that it's illuminated, because it's going to have a glow. Okay, now while that's still wet, I'm going to start to put some accent colors in there. And if you look on my Eiffel Tower piece, you'll see that I used red to shadow underneath everything that should be sticking out in the distance. So I've just used red mainly because I've got every color of the rainbow essentially represented in this piece except for red. I've got water on my pencil, dipping it in there, and I'm just going to start painting. The second fun way to make this image transfer look like you drew it yourself is to use a black watercolor pencil so that you can go over the lines that are already there but make them a bit more stylized. Now that my canvas is dry, I'm going to take a stencil and reverse stencil effect through the gelato using a wet baby wipe. And I'm just going to rub over the stencil and remove the watercolor from behind it. My favorite part is the big reveal. So you see that that beautiful texture just adds, it almost makes it look cloud-like. So now to finish off the piece, I'm gonna create a watercolor effect with a splattering of a gelato across the piece. It's not only going to create some more visual texture, but it's gonna give the illusion of the light flaring off of the Eiffel Tower. So I'm gonna get a palette, and I'm gonna take the gelato, and I'm going to mix it by pressing really hard into the well and getting a lot of color in there. Now I'm gonna mix some water in with that. Now the more water you add, the more transparent it will become. So I just want enough water so that it's opaque. And it's gonna become like a paint. Now I did this with white as well as yellow gelato on my piece. If you do it with more white, it looks like snow. If you do it with more yellow, it looks like light. So I've got a lot loaded up on there, just a little bit more. And then I'm gonna splatter it across the piece, just by making a mess. So as simple as mixing up a gelato or painting the background, you can make a really stunning piece of artwork by choosing to use it in just different ways of application. From an image transfer all the way to a finished Eiffel Tower, just as easy as that.